Hi guys, welcome back to another Transformers toy review. And just to keep things going, I thought we'd take a look at something a little bit different this time. Looking at Masterpiece Transformer. This is Transformers Masterpiece Black Widow from Beast Wars, also known as Blackarachnia. And yeah, I'm a bit behind on reviewing stuff. I have been trying to keep things fairly regular, but I've still got loads of stuff to review. But on the kind of Masterpiece front, I haven't reviewed hardly anything. I mean, I've got Cheetor that I haven't reviewed. I think Optimus Primal, Dinobot, Megatron, the Black Panther as well. So if you guys want to take a look or want me to review those, just let me know, because I just haven't got round to it. But if it's something you guys would be keen on, I'm more than willing to do a review on it. I'll try and keep these ones fairly short and sweet, in terms of I may sort of cut out the transformation, just to kind of show the different modes and all the accessories and whatnot. So this is to do with the 35-year anniversary. So you've got the 35th anniversary down here, and you've got the great Beast Wars logo with the eye there. Sort of I guess sort of T-Rex kind of eye, or I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be Dinobots, so you use a Velociraptor. And you've got this great kind of embossed kind of Blackarachnia here in robot mode, and then spider mode here as well. And you've got the Japanese kind of Beast Wars logo here, Transformers Masterpiece on here. I don't know what the long life design is, where they come in with this. I noticed they're on the other one as well. They're on the side here as well, and on the back here you get various bits and pieces. So it shows her in a robot mode, and then some kind of stills from the actual cartoon series. You can see there is a pretty good resemblance, and then some of the, I think there's the different face plates that come with her, and some of the different views. So it shows an anchor shot, a rear view, one with a spider web, poison anchor, a beast mode there, and some pictures from the cartoon there as well, and all the accessories, her machine gun, visor, robot mode. So it shows it all really. And let's have a look, see if we can get her open and take a look. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just do that off camera, get her open, and we'll take a look and see what's inside. Right, we've got her out of her packaging, all the bits and pieces. I'll try and go through everything. Obviously, first of all, you've got your instruction manual. It's kind of got more of the kind of product shots. You've got your text back here as well. Shows you some of the interactivity things that you can do. Swapping out the faces, attaching her to the spider's web. Showing you different things that you can do, how you can build up the spider web, which we'll get to in a moment. Thing with the visor here as well, and how you can shoot the gun out here as well. And then you've got the full instructions on the back here as well. So you've got all of that. Just show you the tech specs as well. Strength 4, Intelligence 7, Speed 6, Endurance 6, Rank 5, Courage 8, Fire Blast 7, and Skill 8. Now you do get this kind of base that comes with it. This looks as if it slots in alongside the other bases that we've had so far. I think Dinobot came with one. I can't remember if Megatron did as well. And again, you get you can pop these in various different places, and they're ratcheted on here as well. And you can plug them into figures. I mean, you can plug them into different figures if you wish, and they'll kind of knit together as well. So you've got that. Put that to one side. You get your visor, which is painted kind of bronze with this kind of translucent green plastic in here, and this kind of dainty little piece of plastic that's attached to it at the top here. I don't know what this plugs into, but we'll take a look at it at one point. It does also come with a spare one of those, I guess, just in case you break it. Some accessories for the spider web. I think this is so you can peg Blackarachnia onto it. And then it comes with the pieces for the spider web. And these look as if they peg into each other because you've got pegs on here, so it looks as if you just kind of align them up like that and build your spider web like so. Put that to one side. You've got your kind of firing missile here, which is very reminiscent of the toy. This had this which it fired out of a gun, and that looks as if it pegs in at the back there somewhere, maybe into the sort of back end of the figure maybe, and it's got like a blue piece of string that's attached to it. Again, nice kind of bronze paint that's used on it, and a nice Predacon symbol in there as well. Yeah, they've gone for Predacons rather than a Maximal symbol on her. And then you get the same here, another one of these, this time without anything attached. So that's a duplicate, same sort of thing. And then you've got their different heads on her. You've got this one here, which is, it's got two types of gold. So there's more of a bronze and then a gold for the face. Red up here, and then the eyes, which are translucent. I'm not sure if she's got any light up features. And then you've got the other head here as well with the green eyes, open mouth. And again, it's painted really well. It's a really nice finish to it. And then you get your collector's card here. Transformers Masterpiece Black Widow, Beast Wars MP-46, Destron Spy. On the back there, you've got all her stats. And then you've got the spider herself. Give you a bit of a close-up. All of these can articulate. You can move these out, but can't splay them out however you want. They don't and can come off there as well. I think they're supposed to be like that. But these all look as if they're painted, and you get articulation on here, here. It's a bit of a ratchet in them as well, and they look as if they're strong enough to stand the figure up. You get it's all painted black on here with gold paint on here. Again, the bronze and the black. Black and the red here, it's done nicely. Comes around here, this is all kind of hunched up here, so it's kind of hunched up, slightly different as you would imagine. So you've gone for that more hunched up look rather than a sort of splayed out back look. So you can spray out the legs like this, sort of cover the whole kind of width of the spider if you want, like that. These pieces are the head. This headpiece kind of moves from side to side. That can move up and down as well. So that's a nice little feature there as well. And then that's the look from underneath. It doesn't look as if this piece kind of moves in any better than it does at the moment. It's not ideal the way everything's kind of bunched up, but you know, I think they've done pretty well. Yeah, it's not amazing. It's great, all the finishing that they've done with it. It's just how it's all kind of bunched up at the back. It, you know, it does very much look like a spider, but you know, you can tell obviously there's a robot or something is not quite right with it. Does it hold its weight if you do it like that? Yeah, it does just about hold her weight like that, so you can do it like that. It's the back end slightly touching the ground, maybe. Anyway, what I'm going to do is going to have a little bit of a play around with it and get her transformed and mess about with the accessories, and then we'll take a look at her next, maybe in her robot mode, or have actually what we'll do is we'll take a look at the accessories, and then we'll then, in terms of accessories, how they interact with this mode, and then what we'll do is we'll take a look at the robot mode and go from there. So without further ado, let's take a look at all the other bits and pieces. Right, here we are. We've got in a robot mode. A little bit tricky at first to transform. The main tricky bit is kind of working out how to kind of move the kind of booby bits and the head round and everything, get everything tucked in. I think I've done it all right, but you do have like a bit of a gap through the middle there once everything's said and done. But you know, from the kind of front and back, it does look quite tidy. I wouldn't say there's exactly tolerance issues, but there are a few things that are kind of looser than I would like. Perhaps they could. Yeah, so maybe there's a few bits and pieces that could be, you know, like the legs here. They're not loose, but they could just do with just being a little bit on the tighter side, I think, anyway. What I'll do is I'll just kind of run through the figure and the articulation, and I'll show you the accessories in robot mode, and then we'll have a look at the accessories for spider mode. The head is really nice. It's got all this kind of spider details on the back, the eyes and everything else like that. Gold paint that goes through, and you've got the interchangeable heads, which we'll go through in a minute. But that rotates all the way around, goes all the way up, down. You can get a bit of a confused dog look there as well, and the paint's done really well. The head sculpt's great. Predacon symbol on the front there. Obviously, with her being female, and this is kind of true to how she looks in the cartoon. She does have breasts on the front here, which are painted gold, and you've got this kind of like spider-like design on the front here. Bronze on here as well, and different shades here as well. Kind of these, again, the kind of spider eyes that run down on her chest, while lower, I guess her belly, and then across the crotch here as well. The arms, this shoulder piece rotates around, as does the arm in here, and that goes all the way around. The arm goes up and down, also rotates around in here. This bit can rotate around here as well, so you can move these bits forward if that's easier. I know there is one mode where you do have them like that, but I think they've done it slightly differently, as in terms of you just move these around, just twirl them around. Again, these are all on ball pegs, and there's articulation here which has got a slight ratchet to it. Just this bit here though, these bits don't articulate around, and you can move these kind of out of the way, but they have to be at a certain angle just because of the way the ball joints are done, that you can only move them a certain way. The arms here as well, double jointed, can go all the way up to there. So later on you can see there's a pose where she can kind of almost like hold a kind of goggles in place. There's rotation here as well. The arms, or the pincers, open up and they can go all the way up, open, and then there's even further articulation on this piece here, and this one here does also close up as well. So there's a fair bit of articulation on the arms, and the same on the other side. And then she's got this accessory here, which I don't know if it fires out, but it doesn't fire out, but it just fits in there, so she can hold this blaster. So you can see there's pegs in either side where she can hold it. It's got Predacon symbol on here, so depending on how you want it to look, you can have it like that way or the other way. And then she can open up her hand, and then you've got these either side, and you just peg them in like that. It's nice and secure, and then you can kind of wrap the arms around it like that, and it holds really nice and steady in her hand, and it's a nice, well painted accessory. The torso kind of goes from side to side here, and this bit is loose, but it does hold it in place, but it doesn't take much to kind of wobble it around. It does move forward and back. There is a little bit of in there. You may be able to mess around and get a little bit more. This backpack can move around to allow for a little bit more on the articulation front. You can rotate this around here as well, so you get plenty there. And the legs can go all the way up here, all the way back and some, and pretty much all the way out to the side. You do also get rotation there as well, which goes all the way around. Even the inside of the legs is all painted, and this foot here is kind of got this digital paint on here. I don't know if you can see that. It's really well done. The knee bends all the way back. It does feel like it just rotates in here, but it does feel like it should rotate out of there as well, but it doesn't. And these are some of the bits that feel a little bit loose, but they do seem to hold in place. The foot moves forward and back. You do get a little bit of a rocker in there as well. So it's a fair bit actually from side to side. And you can move this piece forward and back as well. For the flight stand, you've got a couple of bits. So it looks as if you've got one there, and you've also got one in the back here. So what you can do is you've got this spider web which I showed earlier on. This is it when it's all put together and displayed on here, and you can plug the flight stand in here, so it plugs in this end, and then you kind of put it however you want it really, and then you can basically plug it into backside here. So it's up to you how you want to do that. It's sometimes easier just to plug this bit up. May want to just move all of this out of the way so it doesn't interfere too much. In fact, actually, I'll do it down, because last time I did that it didn't really cause much of an issue. So just do it like that. Just plugs into the back there, and then you can move this however you want it to have a sort of like coming out like that. And you know, it's really effective, and she holds her pose really well. So yeah, it's a really nice accessory to have. And obviously you can do it without the spider web, or you can have her in spider mode and have her held in there if you want to. Real quick, I'll just show you some of the other bits and pieces. So this is kind of one of the modes, which not exactly modes, but one of the kind of attack features that it shows, with these facing forward, almost like machine guns, which I think she did in one of the episodes, like that. So with all of these kind of facing forward, looking like guns. Obviously you have to sort of have them all done in a certain way, so you can do that. Oh, you see these are quite easy to pop out of the ball joints, and you know, you can fold these all the way in if you wish to. They are very well painted, and it's a well painted figure. Right then, next up, let's have a look at the different head molds. So I'll show you how to take those out. Right, so yeah, there's 3 head sculpts all together. So I think this is the one that she comes with already. There's this kind of green-eyed one here as well, and this one here, where she looks as if, I struggle to notice the difference. She's kind of slightly sort of pouting, almost like a bit of a grin there, and her eyes are slightly more sort of close, as if she's you know, sort of yeah, trying to work someone out really. Either that or she's trying to flirt. Either way, so you've got the 3 different ones, and basically the way that you remove them is just pull the head away from here, just wiggle it out, and you see it's just pegged on by there. And I'll show you the difference between the two of the head sculpts that I said looked very similar. See the two side by side. You see there isn't really much difference between the two. The eyes in a kind of bit of a smirk. It looks as if it's slightly turned up there. It's hard to tell really. But the main difference I think is the eyes there. So I won't change those, but I will show you the green one, which I think is a fairly good one to show. Like that. Oh. So that's a good one. I think I may well keep that one in. And then there's another little accessory here, which is this kind of visor, and it literally just plops on around the head here, like that, in and around the head. I think it probably might fit better on the other one, I think. So let's take that one off. Pop this one back on. Yeah, and it just clips in around the face like that. Like so. And then, yeah, it's supposed to have this bit kind of dangling loose. I'm not sure if it's supposed to plug in anywhere. I can't see where it should do. I can't see anything on the instructions whether or not it's supposed to sort of plug into a backpack or just into the back here. So you could have it kind of like that if you wanted to. That's probably going to be the best way to do it. But as I mentioned, because of the articulation in the hands, you can kind of get them so that she's almost sort of adjusting the visor like that, which I think that's pretty cool. We pop that off like so. You have to be careful with that bit. There is also another one of these, which has then got the string attached. I think that's for spider mode. We're going to mainly use that, and there's another kind of bit in here as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what that bit's for, but I think that's probably going to come up on the stand there, that you'll use that for displaying her in spider mode. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty decent figure in robot mode. You see, even in a bit of a wide stance like that, she does hold her pose, despite what I said about her legs and everything else like that. Just check the instructions for anything else that I might be missing. So we've got, yeah, that there with the spider mode, with the gun. Yeah, so I'm just having a look around just to see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, looking through, it appears that this piece here is used on the stand a little bit later on. I think it's probably going to be a bit more obvious when we come to look at it in spider mode, just to see how that all comes together. But yeah, I think that's everything that I need to show you for her in robot mode. We showed the 3 different faces. Yeah, one's supposed to have a bit of a smirk on it, from the pictures on here. On the pictures in the instructions, that actually shows a bit more of a smirk, so I'll just focus on there. So just show a bit more of a smirk in the, so that's the regular one, the smirk one, and then the kind of the zest one there as well. Yeah, so just show that, and just show you on the other bit on the instructions. It shows you with the visor. Ooh, come on. So it does show it kind of unattached, dropping down like that, and then the machine gun thing, which I showed you as well, and the option there just to have that bit plugged on like that. So these are the other bits that I'll show you in spider mode. Is a spider web with them plugged on like that, and the poison anchor here as well. Okay, right, so without further ado, we'll get it transformed. Hopefully this won't take me too long, and yeah, we'll have a look at those last couple of bits and pieces. Right, so I did eventually manage to get her transformed into spider mode. It's, as I found out, it's the first time I've done the transformation the other way around. It's a lot trickier to transform back into spider. There's a lot of little things that have to sort of click into place. I'm still not 100% certain I've got everything just right. These bits kind of pegged together underneath here, the two arms, I haven't quite got them aligned in properly, which in turn then mean this bit underneath here. I don't know what happened there, but as I was saying, these bits pegged together, not quite pegged in properly, but then in turn, I think this bit here, I don't know which way around it goes, I think it's around this way, pegging like that here as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act, and as you kind of push one thing in, other things kind of push out and come out of place. So there's lots of different things going on here. These bits here actually supposed to sort of plug in underneath here a little bit. No, yeah, they are sort of, they plug in, sort of fold in around the side of here. The gun plugs in at the top here and then folds in at the back, and the slightest little thing just pushes everything out. So yeah, it's really tricky to get everything all plugged in at the same time. Like I said, I'm not convinced I've got everything back in properly. They could have done really with showing the instructions the other way around, going from robot mode into spider, just because when you're transforming it from spider to robot, you kind of know what it's going to look like at the end of it, whereas with this you're not really 100% sure what it should look like at the end of it. So I'll try and get everything pegged into place. So not quite sure how this spider is supposed to go onto here. So I'm just looking through and trying to work out what happens on the instructions here. So on the instructions it shows the spider web being plugged in. I'm not sure if this then plugs this here, then plugs it into there. That bit I'm not 100% sure about. I think it's round this, potentially around the other way. Then having this bit plugged into the back of there, I think. So let's have a look. Yeah, I see what you do. So you plug this bit over here instead, like that. And you've got spider web. So in essence, you turn the spider web around the other way. And then this bit here, I'm not quite sure what that is supposed to peg around. Ah, yes, I do. What's supposed to happen is this bit is supposed to peg onto here, and then that'll clip around there. So let's see if we can get this on. Because this will be a mission and a half. So I'm trying to line them up properly. So that's kind of on. So let's try it like that and see if we can do it. Oh, nearly. Might be better off trying to put the spider on that way. That's the idea. What I'll do is I'll just pause it and see if I can get it sussed. Right, I think I've sussed it. I've managed to get it on there just about. It takes a lot of fiddling. It's very awkward to do. These spider legs popped off their hinges of the ball pegs a load of times. So let's try it. In the thing they have it going down, so let's do that. And just come off again. You can kind of get around it by hooking it like that. Yes, so you can do it even if you can't get it pegged on properly. You can kind of hook it around that bit. It is very fiddly to do. And then the other thing that you can do as well, if you want to leave that off to the side. Yeah, so that's the other thing. It's just lots of these little things are very fiddly, as I showed here with this. But it, you know, it kind of does the job. It does look like a spider in this mode. The other thing you can do as well is, if you want to have a hanging, is you just unravel this piece here like that, and then you've got this end here, and you just plug it into here. He says, like that, and you can hang up to hold her up to something. Now that hanging like that. So that's another option that you can do as well. So there's lots of different accessories that do come with her. You know, if you're a Beast Wars fan, you know, I think most people are probably gonna get this. It is very fiddly. See, you can kind of get it just by hooking it like that if you really want to, rather than save your time doing all the rest of it. So can I recommend it? Yes. Price is a major thing, so it's whether or not, you know, you're prepared to really pay out the money for it. Is it masterpiece quality? Yes and no. There's lots of great paint apps and everything on it. The transformation is an absolute pain. In spider mode it kind of does the job, but would you describe it as a masterpiece? I don't think so. You know, I love all the accessories, and that's kind of where they've gone to town, really, is with all the accessories and the little nods to things in the show, which is absolutely great, and I do love that side of it, don't get me wrong. It's just maybe could have done a little bit better on the spider mode, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye for now.